What defines power in anime? In Dragon Ball it seems quite simple, strength can literally be measured with a number, but then you have other anime like JoJo, where General Kujo, a man who killed a near omnipotent, godly, bisexual vampire, gets absolutely buddied by a bunch of rats with snipers, and his daughter Jolene, also a powerful stand user by the way, almost gets killed by the subjectively worst stand in the existence of the JoJo world, Survivor, whose only ability is to make people slightly angry. So in some anime, power is very easy to determine, and in some others, power is more subjective, and it's not because you can kill near godhood beings that you are safe from getting killed by a bunch of rats. But the real question I want to ask today is, what is power in ReZero? Well, in ReZero, real power is information. Let me explain. Unless your name is Reinhard von Estria, and your sole reason for existing in the story is to be an overpowered isekai protagonist that can do literally, and I really mean literally, everything, most ReZero characters get their strength from the fact that no one understands their powers, especially villains. Let's take Sirius's powers as an example. When Sirius is first introduced, she seems to be very strong because she brainwashed and killed an entire crowd of people effortlessly. But once you understand that her powers are only to transfer someone's emotion to someone else and to transfer physical damage from one body to another, she seems to be way less intimidating all of a sudden. The same can be said for Regulus. This man's powers are on another level, being unaffected by space, time, and once again literally everything that exists, while also being able to one-shot basically anything that exists, seems quite intimidating, but they still have a weakness. He needs to place a copy of his art in someone he feels affection for, otherwise his overwhelming power will end up crushing his own art and kill him in the process. You see how scary a power can seem to be at first, but once you understand it, it suddenly becomes easier to deal with. That's also the reason why horror movies are so interesting when you don't understand them and it becomes so lame once you do. The unknown is scary, and ReZero characters seem to understand that hiding your abilities is a very useful thing to do, unlike some other anime villains. When I think about it, ReZero power system is very similar to JoJo's stands. They both seem very powerful at first until you figure out how they work. So what is the best way to counter someone whose power relies heavily on you not knowing how it works? With information and knowledge, of course. And that's exactly what Natsuki Subaru, the main subject of this video, brings to the table. Subaru's return by disability would be quite useless if he didn't have any ways to change the events of the past. It would just make him live an eternal loop of powerlessness. But Subaru uses his powers in a very smart way. He gathers intel that he uses to his advantage to defeat his enemies, and as stated before, intel is very important in the ReZero world. Just imagine being an enemy of Subaru here for a minute. For some reason, this dude who you never met before, that you need to kill for some reason, pulls up out of nowhere, knows exactly who you are, where you are, and when you will be there. He knows exactly how to counter your ability that require a literal college degree to understand because of how complicated it is, and he just so happens to be friendly with the most powerful motherfucker in the entire world? That shit seems pretty unfair, doesn't it? To put it into perspective, let's compare Subaru to the actual strongest character, Reinhard. Reinhard is OP done right because yes, he's OP, but he's also very powerless in many moments during the anime. You could almost say that Reinhard and Subaru are polar opposites. Subaru gets buddied by everyone in a 1v1, but he has the power to make his desires to save everyone come true, thanks to Return by Death. While Reinhard buddies absolutely anyone in a 1v1, but he's powerless to save anyone. The dude gets bullied by his dad and can't even reconcile with his granddad Willem. He's also kinda stupid, killing Sirius without even knowing what her power are first, which got everyone killed. Reinhard was also incapable of preventing the cult from killing Emilia in one of the timeline, which caused Plug to nearly destroy the entire world, and our poor little Reinhard couldn't do anything to prevent this from happening at all. All he can do is deal with the consequences. You know the expression that goes, prevention is better than the cure, or to anticipate is better than to adapt? Well, Reinhard is the cure, while Subaru is the prevention. Subaru anticipates, while Reinhard adapts. Reinhard may be powerful, but he's not omnipotent. He can't prevent things from happening if he doesn't know they're going to happen. He's not strong enough to make his desires come to fruition like Subaru. In fact, if you were to compare the both of them, you'd see that Subaru had way more impact on the world of ReZero than Reinhard, killing the Great Whale, the troop of rabbits, Beetlejuice, and saving the sanctuary, while also saving many lives from the witch's cult, and all of those things are anime-only feats. If you read the light novel, the list is even bigger. All of those things Reinhard would have been incapable of doing, but Subaru is, with the help of a bunch of people of course, but his capacity to rally people is also part of his strength. Of course, it's safe to say that Subaru is a weakling that cannot do anything by himself, but it's also safe to say that Reinhard, no matter how strong he is, cannot reproduce Subaru's prowess. With all that being said, what is it to be the strongest, and who is the strongest character in ReZero? Is being strong the capacity to make your desires come true to the cost of individual strength like Subaru, or is it to have the power to take on everyone but being unable to save anyone like Reinhard? The fact that this question can't be answered is exactly what makes ReZero such a great anime, because power in ReZero, just like in the real world, is not an easy concept to understand, and unlike other animes, where power is simply doing more push-ups, squats, and running 10 kilometers, ReZero really understands how to make an interesting story by making even the strongest characters weak and the weakest characters strong in their own way. I know that the title of this video might be misleading, but the point of it was to prove that no matter who you think is the strongest character, strength is not an objective thing and every character brings their own thing to the table, and ReZero is more about the collectivity than it is about individuality. So you motherfucking power scalers can finally stop trying to figure out who the top 50 strongest characters in ReZero are, because it doesn't fucking matter. That's not what the anime is about, goddammit. Bro, I swear I fucking hate power scalers. Oh shit, I'm recording! Alright, thanks for watching my ReZero power system essay. If you like, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll be sure to make more similar content in the future. On this note, I'll be heading out. Goodbye!